Hey, Ma? Yeah, I heard there was a blackout last night there in Quincy. Well, check your refrigerator. Is it running? Well, you better catch it then, huh? Ha ha ha! April Fools! Oh, my mom, long suffering. I love her. Hi there. Welcome back to another episode of the Golden Age at DC Comics 365 Days, where I use this wonderful coffee table book given to me by one of my best friends about 2 decades ago, and it's been serving my coffee table ever since. It's well loved, it's well read, and it's a great opportunity to promote conversation about one of my favorite topics, comic books and history and culture and publication. And there's just so much going on in just a couple of minutes every day. So we're going to be talking about comic books every day for the rest of the year. And we turn the page to today and we read a page a day. And let's get to it. The just so you know, if you're tuning in for the first time, the Golden Age of DC Comics run from 1938 to 1955. The Silver Age, 1956 to 1970. The Bronze Age, where I was born and grew up in, 1970 to 1985. And from 1985 to now, we're in some kind of nebulous modern age of comics. I feel it needs more definition, and we should talk about that some more. And today is April 1st, April Fool's Day, my grandfather's favorite holiday. He would be first up. He was an early riser. I'm just an acorn to this tree. And he would call you first thing in the morning and say something like that, is your refrigerator running? That's one of his jokes, and I'm glad to perpetuate that. All right, well, let's get to it then. It's April 1st, and this is art by Jack Cole from Plastic Man number 16, published March 1949. And just remember, Plastic Man was part of Quality Comics, a competitor to DC Comics, and bought by DC Comics in 1956. So this is part of the golden age of DC Comics by property and ownership. Yet Plastic Man was one of Superman's competitors for the market share. And then over at Fawcett Comics, you had the Big Red Cheese, Captain Marvel, Shazam, and his Marvel family. So, and then over at Timely Comics, you had Captain America, Namor, the Submariner, the Human Torch, and Toro. And that was, the superhero marketplace. So here we go. This is the art today. Big onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia. There's a comic book word for you. Let's look it up real quick, okay? Just so I don't mess it up. But it's a word that's spelled in the manner that it sounds. And I would love to it's onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia is the process of creating a word that phonetically imitates, resembles, or suggests the sound that it describes, like pow, zoom, bang, and he's getting woozy, but that's also his name as well. Let's look at this. He looks like he's in some kind of he's on fire. He's got fireworks coming out of his hat because he's looking at a beautiful a woman, and there's an Egyptian thing too, or Middle Eastern thing too. We have the lamp. We have the hieroglyphic style where I'm tapping my thumb here, and we have the head garb and also her brown skin tones as well. I wonder if is that like a difference in skin tone between Woozy and the woman here? I don't know. Let's think about that, and let's talk about that. But I do not deem today to be problematic, unless it's Indiana Jones and you're saying those belong in the museum, and you're like, no, they belong to be left where they were found in wherever country, you colonial blah blah woof woof. Yeah, we're not going here on the show. No, But like I said, this is art by Jack Cole from Plastic Man number 16, released March of 1949. April 1st, April Fool's Day. The best known assistants to superheroes were kids, like Batman's Robin or Green Arrow's Speedy. However, there was a school of slapstick sidekicks who provided comic relief instead of juvenile acrobatics. Included in their roly-poly ranks were Wonder Woman's Etta Candy and Green Lantern's Doiby Dickles. But perhaps the greatest of them all was the thorn in Plastic Man's side, known as Woozy Winks. Originally a petty crook, blessed with a lucky streak, Woozy was a natural partner for Plastic Man, who also began life on the wrong side of the law. The guy with the polka dot shirt eventually earned himself a series of solo stories like this one, in which the Egyptian princess is actually a thief looking to loot a museum. So no, she doesn't even have to actually necessarily be Egyptian. She's a femme fatale. She's a thief going to loot the museum. Yeah. So is the femme fatale archetype problematic? I'm asking. I'd like to hear your response in the comment section. I'll read them on another video, and I'll let you know. But yeah, I mean, everything can't be problematic. Everything in the past can't be some kind of opportunity for revision and improvement and whatever social sanitizing, is going on these days, I guess. Making places safe spaces for easily triggered people or diverse or even vulnerable or even marginalized people. There's a lot of judgment going on there, man. I mean, that's why I'm not completely sold on all this. But also, I root for humans. I root for humanity. I'm a big fan of people. I'm a person. You're a person. I'm a big fan of you. Even you, Bearzilla. I hope you're watching. God bless you. Hot cup of coffee. That's good stuff. That's my biggest fan. Yeah. He's left a couple of colorful comments, and but I appreciate the views, and I appreciate the comments and taking the time, and yeah. So yeah, let's look at him one more time. Woozy Winks. And yeah, my mummy never warned me against mummies like you. Oh, woo, woo, woo. And look at him. Wait, he's got a cat call. He's objectifying her. But is she using that as a distraction as leverage to get what she wants? And coming full circle, let's ask. Yeah, that's that's one of my isms. That got ripped off lately. You guys. That's a Happy Days reference. But yeah, I mean, what is a femme fatale? Let's look up femme fatale real quick. Why? Because I love reading things to people. A femme fatale, sometimes called a man-eater or a vamp, is a stock character of a mysterious, beautiful, and a seductive woman whose charms ensnare her lovers, often leading them into compromising, deadly traps. She is an archetype of literature. Her ability to enchant, entice, and hypnotize her victims with a spell was in the earliest stories seen as verging on supernatural. Hence, the femme fatale today is still often described as having a power akin to an enchantress, a seductress, a witch, having power over men. Femme fatales are typically villainous, or at least morally ambiguous, and always associated with a sense of mystification and unease. Yeah. The femme fatale. Yeah, it's ancient archetypes and folklore include Iana, who is a Mesopotamian goddess associated with love, beauty, sex, war, justice, and political power. There's Lilith, a female figure in Mesopotamia and Judaic mythology. She's basically Adam's first wife, and Adam didn't like that wife, so he asked for a divorce, and he got Eve instead. That's like wicked biblical. Like you might need not even that's so old. You might even know about that. We got Circe. I was going to mention Circe. She's one of my favorite parts of Homer's The Odyssey, where she traps Odysseus on her island for years with her wiles. What are wiles? Her feminine charms. Her, the smell of her neck. The look of how her hair looks in the sunlight, or the curve of her hips, and she gives him the eyes like, no, can't you stay just another day? And while his crew was turned into pigs. There's Medea from Greek mythology, Clytemnestra, a femme fatale, who was the wife of King Agamemnon and killed him in his bath when he returned from the Trojan War as revenge, partially as revenge for sacrificing their daughter Iphigenia at the cliffs of Aulis to sail the fleet to Troy, but also because she and her lover wanted control of, it's been 10 years or more, it's been over a decade. I'm like, geez, things have changed here, man. I've moved on. I got a new beau. We're running shit here. And also Cleopatra, Delilah, Jezebel, Salome. This is just all ancient archetypes as well. We haven't even gotten to 20th century femme fatales of film and of fiction. And no, I'll leave it there, just in the ancient past. But yeah. Oh, darn good cup of coffee. Thank you so much for tuning in today, where we're talking about comic books every day for the rest of the year. So tune in tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern U.S., and we'll see who we're going to talk about when we turn the page. And like and subscribe if you could be so kind. Hopefully, I can earn your subscription. And yeah, I make cooking videos. I'm a professional chef. You can check out my playlist, What's Cooking. I'm a spiritual guy, an amateur theologian, an ordained minister. We get spiritual here. And I make gratitude lists a lot of the times. Tune in for the gratitude list. Make your own gratitude list and share them. I'd like to know what you're grateful for. And so, yeah, thanks for tuning in today. Good luck. God bless. Namaste. And see you later, okay? Bye.